I'm Austin Burgess. I'm the executive director of Central Wyoming Trails Alliance. So I lead the executive side, all of our daily operations and stuff like that. We used to be a 100% volunteer organization, and we transitioned last year into having that executive side for a full-time day in and day out work to get done here in Casper. So that's what I do, is I lead that. I hire our seasonals if needed, and we actually have one temporary employee hired right now on one of our projects down in Douglas.
Mm-hmm. And what do the day-to-day operations look like at the CWTA?
Man, they are all over the place. Anything between from your typical office work, answering emails, doing correspondences, doing interviews like this, developing trail plans, maintenance plans, agreements with our new partners, developing new partnerships, chasing down money. That's a big part of a nonprofit organization's duties, is chasing down new donors, new partnerships, cultivating relationships.
And I understand at the Wyoming-Geological-Society luncheon this Friday, you're going to be speaking a little bit about a project that's in place to restore and repair the Cottonwood Creek Dinosaur Trails.
Yes.
Down by the Alcova Reservoir. Could you talk a little bit about the damage that you've been seeing and the need for repairs down there?
Yeah, so I'll give just a quick background on how we got involved with that one too. So it's a very unique educational trail. It's located at Alcova Reservoir. It's a educational only trail, educational hiking only trail. And it's a really unique gem that the Bureau of Reclamation has. It's actually a Bureau of Reclamation trail that was installed in, I think it was about 1994, 1995. Mm-hmm. It's under a management plan by the Natrona County Parks. This trail is extremely fragile shale type soil types, and it has eroded really bad over the years. Maintenance has been very little on that trail. There's a damaged bridge out there. It actually has broken members on that bridge, and that bridge needs to actually be torn out and completely repaired. And then a lot of erosion issues need to be addressed on that. How this transpired for us to get involved is Natrona County Parks, with our partnerships that we've been doing with them on our trail construction, we were requested by them to build this or to repair this trail. We were excited to accept that challenge. And why I say challenge is because it's a challenging trail, because it falls outside of our normal trail standard that we build to, because we don't like to build super steep trails, and this is a very steep trail that kids access. So we're looking at alternative construction techniques on getting this trail not back to a safe usable state, but elevate it to a very unique, fun usable state.
You mentioned, getting it up to a place that is uniquely safe and usable. Are there any safety concerns with where the trail is at right now?
Outside of it just being very steep, there are no significant trail concerns other than the bridge that is broken. If that bridge was to fail while there was a group of people on it, that would be that could cause some injuries. We did assess that bridge, and there was not an imminent failure on that bridge, so that was not decommissioned or anything at this time. When we did look at it, it was kind of at the end use season. There is, but it definitely does need to be replaced, and it definitely is it's steep, and if it's wet, it's very slick. Mm-hmm. So, and that's what we're gonna try to accomplish out there, is if people go out there when the conditions aren't best and decide to navigate that trail, let's say after a rainstorm and it's really slick, that with the construction techniques we're going to use, it will allow them to maintain on that trail without major slips, trips, and falls. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what we're going to be doing is using site materials, and we're going to try to do as little soil manipulation as possible, or any. We're not going to amend with a non-natural material, such as bringing in a non-native soil or something like that to that area. This is a very unique geological area, so we want to keep it as natural as possible. A lot of the areas that you mentioned that you hiked, that are narrow, that are steep, that are eroded, will likely get the soils will get remanipulated in that trail corridor, and then with the proper outslope to allow drainage off that trail, not down that trail. Rock armoring is a huge consideration on this, and what rock armoring is taking larger stepping stones, I guess you could say, and placing them and embedding them into the trail, and allowing that to be the surface that the public walks on, is these stepping stones, if you will, that are kind of keyed together in very strategic places.
And you mentioned, this is an education trail. A lot of the users you're anticipating are going to be kids, probably their families. Obviously, you're not going to be able to wave a wand and reduce how steep this trail is. But is there an ideal user that you have in mind for this? Like, what is the most at-risk, I suppose, user that you would imagine you're designing this for?
Grade school kids, and it's typically the fourth grade. I believe what I was told is the fourth grade classes is who frequents this trail the most, with the WGA going out there for field trips. Now, if that expands into fifth or third grade, I don't know the answer to that one. But what I have been told is it's the elementary aged kids that are out there on these field trips, on school sanctioned field trips. So it does see a lot of youth use. And then throughout the summer too, in its proximity to the lake, there's a lot of people that come up to enjoy that trail, just because it's an educational trail. I mean, there's a trailhead there, there's a lot of information and the signage there, and it's a fun place just to go and hike. It's another place to go visit and see some of the neat geology in Wyoming, because they do have it labeled throughout the trail system.
And you mentioned a little bit about your work as a nonprofit, funding kind of coming from all over the place. Where do you anticipate the majority of funding for this project to come from?
So we were actually fully funded from one of the WGA members. They requested a proposal from us and seeing what was going on, and they opted to do full funding. So it actually came from basically one family, which was amazing, on getting a program like this funded by an individual. We also have in-kind offer from Natrona County Parks to our organization for materials. Now, it's not necessarily materials coming to us to build, it's coming to the trail system. So they're going to supply the additional materials needed that are outside the original proposal, if needed, to be able to repair this trail.
Anything else that you'd like to share about the trails or the upcoming project that you think we haven't touched on?
This has been an ongoing project for quite a while. And we are not looking at getting this project done immediately. We have a lot of other projects that have already been. We have to be very careful with how we prioritize our projects. This is still a high priority for us, but we are looking that this will probably be a fall reconstruction due to the heat that's out there during the summer. Right now it's too wet to get out there. The soils aren't necessarily the best to get out there throughout these rainstorms that we're getting. And so we want a really good long chunk of time to be able to get this done, and so we're looking at late summer and early fall to get out there to do this reconstruction process. So it gives us a lot of time to work with our new partners to get the education we need, and to be able to figure out where we're going to be cultivating the materials necessary. So this isn't going to happen next week, but it will be coming up this year for sure.